hello. This is gonna be probably my third video. I still have to upload the second one, so you'll see the previous one, the second one, and then you'll see this one, as long as I just remember to upload it in correct order. But today's topic, I'm just gonna do a quick little video on nutrition. There was a comment on my first video, just like kind of giving beginner lifters like my opinion and like my advice to them for someone starting out. And on the video, someone commented about how training is the easy part, nutrition is the hardest part. I totally agree with that comment. I mean, you know, training, it really is easy. You know, whether you do bro science or you're a actual science lifter, you know, where you track each individual rep, each individual set, what you do, you know, how long your time under tension is and all that good stuff. You know, whether you're a science lifter, whether you do bro science, you know, ego lift, or you just go in there and just lift some heavy ass iron and get out, you know, whatever you do, that's the easy part. And I do believe it, because no matter what your training program is, literally just getting into the gym, even if you're not exactly training, you know, until failure, or just real intense training at least, which, you know, it'd be better if you did, you know, you'd get more gains. But even if you're not doing that, if you're just training, like, you know, just to get some muscle and just kind of look fit, you know, a little healthier, whatever you're doing, that's easy. You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Literally, it's all easy. You're just simply just lifting weight, pulling weight, pushing weight, whatever, you know. But nutrition, that is you know, that's what's that saying? Stuck between a rock and a hard place or something. I don't know. I forget what saying that is, but or how it's said. But I mean, that's literally what the whole nutrition thing is about: bodybuilding or weightlifting, or, you know, just being fit. Nutrition really is a bitch, and I can't agree with that. I really can't. I mean, whether or not, like, if you're trying to bulk, you know, first off, if you're skinny and you're trying to get some mass on you, get a little bit bigger, you know, you're going on an intense bulk. I mean, someone who's skinny, they already, you know, probably have fast metabolism, and, you know, they probably already eat like a lot of food. So, I mean, for them to go on a bulk, it's gonna be a little bit harder, because they really have to just eat, like literally eat until failure, basically. I mean, that's how a lot of people put it, is, you know, people with fast metabolism eat until failure. And I mean, that kind of is true. I have a friend, like, he eats so much. I mean, yeah, he's definitely gaining some mass on him compared to a year ago when me and him started working out. But I mean, it's still hard. Like, he's been focusing on the bulk for as long as I've been focusing on my cut, probably about 3 or 4 months. And I mean, he's gaining mass. He really is. It's just, you can tell it is difficult. I mean, even for me, like, when I'm trying to eat on a cut, I already tracked my macros. You know, I don't want to say, for example, a dinner I like making usually is 16 ounces of 1% lean ground turkey, so it's 99% fat free. 16 ounces, and then about maybe 300 grams of potatoes, just like 2 small potatoes, and then some like goat cheese, and then just a bunch of seasoning and shit, make it taste good. And it does. It's a good dinner. But, you know, that's a whole pound of meat, and then you got 2 potatoes you're putting down, plus, you know, the fat and the protein from the goat cheese. I mean, you don't have to do that. That's just something I like making. It is pretty good. But, you know, halfway through, it's like, you know, fuck, I don't know if I could keep eating. Like, even on a cut, it really is hard. Whether you're not I mean, if you just like eat a well-balanced meal, you don't eat a whole lot, and you probably have several small meals throughout the day, that's probably easier. But I unfortunately don't have time to do that. So it's like, if, especially on a work day, you know, when I'm working, I wake up in the morning, I drink a shake, and then I go to work. So I drink a protein shake for breakfast. And it's a meal replacement protein shake, so, you know, I'm getting vitamins and minerals and stuff from it, nutrients. And then sometimes I'll have like another shake around lunch, during my shift, because I unfortunately don't get breaks. I don't work long enough to in one shift. Probably will soon though. The hours just been kind of shit because I work in food service, and it's been slow for a couple months. But you know, I'll probably have a second protein shake for lunch, maybe something small while I'm there, and then, you know, I go home, might have a pre-workout meal, might not. I go to the gym, and then I get home, it's like 7-8 o'clock at night, so, you know, I gotta literally get the rest of my macros in for the night, and essentially one meal or two meals if I eat lunch at work or have a pre-workout meal. So I mean, I'm like, you know, I'm drinking maybe 2-3 protein shakes a day. You know, one for breakfast, probably one for lunch, and then at some point one during the night. You know, whether it's before my workout or after or before bed or whatever, you know, 2 to 3 shakes a day, and then I have about 2 meals, maybe 1 to 2 meals. And I mean, in that sense, it's like, it doesn't seem like a lot, but, you know, I myself have to eat at least 200 grams of protein a day, and if not closer to 230 grams, because I think I weigh 230 or 231. So I mean, ideally I'd want 230 grams of protein a day. At the lower end, at least 200 grams, and then, you know, you got to get your carbs, because your muscles rely on carbs. If you don't know, that is the energy source. Carbs are very important if you're trying to bodybuild, or weight lift, or strength train, resistance train, whatever you want to call it. It's very important. If you're on a low carb or a zero carb diet, I mean, if you're weightlifting and on a zero carb diet, you're just, you know, you're not gonna see any results. I mean, maybe if you eat a lot of fat, but fat isn't, it can be an energy source for your body, yes. I mean, if you run out of carbs in your system, or you go lift on an empty stomach, you haven't had any food yet, no carbs that day, your body's going to start, you know, I believe it starts taking from the energy that's already in your muscles, like the glycogen, and it uses that first, which is, you know, that comes from carbs. You have to eat carbs for your body to turn it into glycogen, to put it into storage in your muscles. So, you know, instead of your body trying to break down fat from any part of your body, and then, you know, taking that fat, breaking it down and turning it into a usable energy source, and then transporting it to your muscle, that takes, you know, that takes a while, that takes longer time, and it's just more inefficient than to use the carbs, you know, the glycogen already stored in your muscle. You know, if you're, say for example, you're working out your biceps, if you had your carbs for that day, or just something, you have some kind of carbs in you, your muscle is going to use the glycogen in, your bicep will use the glycogen inside of your bicep muscle cells before it uses other energy sources, again, such as fat. So if, say you have zero carbs in you, you know, your body has to take fat. Say it wants to take fat from, I don't know, say your thighs. So it's gotta, you know, your body has to take the fat and it has to break it down and transport it from your thighs, you know, your quads, hamstrings, you know, abductors, whatever. It just takes fat from your thighs, and then it has to transport it all the way from your thigh up to your bicep. I mean, in itself, what's more efficient? You know, using the energy already right there accessible for the muscle, or using energy elsewhere that's going to take a while longer to get there. I mean, it just makes more sense. You know, carbs are very important, as well as protein, and then fats are also important too. Your body needs fats. You know, that's the energy source for your brain. That's actually where I think like 60 or 70% of the fat you consume actually goes to your brain. That's what it uses for energy. But I mean, your body also uses it too. It's good. I mean, yeah, you don't want a whole lot of fat in your diet, and you don't want a whole lot of carbs in your diet, but you still need to have a good medium. I mean, it depends on your genetics, your goals, your age, your height, your weight. It depends on all that. It really does. But it's, you know, all these people out there are saying that the reason for gaining fat is because of all these carbs. That's incorrect. The reason you're gaining fat is because you are in a what's the opposite word for deficit? Damn, I don't know. I mean, you're just eating too many calories. That's literally the reason that you're gaining weight. That's why it's incorrect that carbs they don't directly correlate with someone, you know, gaining 5 pounds. Well, if you're eating past your maintenance calories and past how many calories you've burned, if you're in a positive, I guess, net worth, I don't know. But if you're just eating past the amount of calories you burned, like say you burn 2,500 calories, but you end up eating 3,000 calories that day, well, you're in a 500 calorie thing. You know, you have an extra 500, so your body takes that, turns it to fat, and then, you know, it'll use it for another day. That's why you're gaining fat. You know, if you're weight training, you're burning a lot of calories. If you do your cardio, which you better be doing your cardio, you're burning calories. And then you got to take that with your basic metabolic rate. Mine is about 1,700. So if I sit in bed and do nothing all day, I will burn 1,700 calories. If I start get up, walking around, moving, getting my heart going into the gym, you know, lifting weight, doing cardio, whatever, I'm going to burn my BMR, my base metabolic rate of 1,700, plus say I burn an extra 500 at the gym. So that's like what, 2,300 calories or something. So you've technically burned 2,300 calories. I mean, this isn't going to apply to everyone. Everyone's BMR is different. But for me, my BMR 1,700. Say I go burn 500 calories at the gym. That's 2,300 I've burned completely. So now I have to eat my macros to replenish those calories that I've burned, but you still want to be in a deficit. So, you know, say I want to be in a 300 calorie deficit. If I'm going off that 2,300 rule where I burn 500 plus my BMR and then that's it, I cut it off. I mean, it's gonna fluctuate, but let's just go with that. And so if I want to be in a 300 calorie deficit, well, I have to eat 2,000 calories because I have to replenish the calories my body burned for that day. And also, it needs its nutrients and its protein, fat, carbs. It needs it all to replenish everything that you burned. Because if you don't replenish it, then your body eventually has to switch from using, you know, the glycogen in your cells as quick energy. It eventually has to switch from the quick energy to the slow energy. I don't know, but like where it's burning fat to use as energy, and that's just called starving yourself, which is not healthy at all. Don't do that. But I mean, yeah, you know, getting your macros, it really is hard. You know, I mean, it's easy, but like it's hard for some people. They just can't eat a lot lot of other people, they eat a lot of food. It depends on your metabolism and your genetics and stuff. So I mean, it really is, the hard part is your diet. What you're eating is definitely, trying to track that. It doesn't matter if you're bulking or cutting, you still have to track your macros to make sure you hit them every day. I mean, like, if you're trying to bulk in a 500 calorie positive, and if you're not tracking that, how are if you're going in that 500 calorie, extra, that positive, or how do you're not going past that, or you're not hitting it, or you're going actually way below it? You have to track your macros to know what you're consuming for the day in order to reach your goals, so will know if you're cutting or bulking. And that's what confuses a lot of people, is they could say, well, I'm doing, I'm on this diet and doing this, and this. Well, it's like, are you tracking your calories? Are you tracking how many calories you burn, how many going in and out? Are you tracking that? And then they say no, and it's like, well, there's your reason. That's your why. That's why you're not losing fat, or that's why you're not gaining weight. That's, And I mean, I used to do that. I used to think, okay, well, if I eat healthy, let me eat apples instead of chips. Let me eat, meat, eggs, just like healthy stuff, salads. You could do that all you want, but if you're not tracking, the amount of calories you're consuming, at the very least, the amount of calories you're consuming, how is one to know if they're going to lose any weight? It's, I mean, an apple might be 100 calories, which I think is true. Normal apple, I think, is about 100, maybe 100. I don't even know if it's 150. But let's just go with 100 calories. If the average person eats 2,000 calories a day to, be in maintenance and survive and live, well, I mean, you could eat 20 apples and you could be fine. You've consumed your calories. Yeah, it's not balanced, but you've consumed calories to stay alive for another day. You might be deficient in something, though. But you could eat, let's say you eat 25 apples, and they are all 100 calories each. Well, now you're in a 2,500 calorie, positive. So then you're gonna gain weight. Again, yeah, it's not well balanced at all. It really isn't. You gotta have well balanced meals, because eating apples, that's just all carbs, pretty much. And, you gotta have protein and fat, like I said. But it's, it really is the hard part, is you could be on a healthy diet, or you could just completely cut out all the bad things, all the junk food, and you could strictly eat healthy food. But you still could gain weight, If you don't know what's going into your body, how are you supposed to know if you're in the deficit or if you're intaking too many calories? And not to mention all those people out there who go on aggressive bulks, especially like Sam Sulek. I mean, dude consumes, 6,000 calories, I think. Don't quote me on that, because I actually don't know what his diet's like. But I just know that man, he eats. Just married. Do I honk? I don't know if I want to honk. That might not be very good. It's a just married sign, though. Yeah, but I mean, don't quote me on that. I don't know what his diet's like. I just know that dude, he eats a lot of food on his bulk. And then when he cuts, I mean, dude, he'll cut and he's still eating Wendy's, spicy chicken sandwich, or I think that's his go-to choice. But he's still eating, a Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich on a cut. Are you gonna go? I'm confused. This man's just been sitting here for a minute. But yeah, he's eating fast food on a cut. And I have seen clips of him and videos where he explains, you can still eat what you want as long as you are burning more calories than you're consuming. I mean, I could sit and eat 2,000 calories worth of honey buns every day. With exercise, I can still be in a deficit of calories and lose weight just by eating honey buns. And I think that's what his example was, where it's just if he sat and ate honey buns all day, as long as he's burning more calories than he's eating, between his BMR and then what he's burning at the gym and doing cardio, you're still going to be in a deficit. A lot of people don't understand that. And once you understand that, it's like, it clicks in your brain. It's like, well, shit, that makes things so much easier. Like for me recently, I just realized my BMR is 1700 because I stepped on this real fancy scale or whatever, and it told me, it is actually about accurate to where my BMR would be. And after I realized that, you know, I've been wearing my Fitbit, you know, pretty much 24/7, except when I go to sleep. I'll take it off most times, otherwise I get wrist burn. And, you know, it tells me right now, between the calories I've burned and my BMR, at the moment, I've burned 2,122 calories. And if I were to look at my macros, I think I'm at like about 1,300. So at the moment, say I just go home, lay in bed the rest of the day, and I don't burn any more calories besides my BMR, and I don't eat anything else for the rest of the day, I'm going to be in a hell of a deficit. Because, you know, I've burned probably 800 calories at the gym between cardio and strength training. So, you know, 800 plus to 1,700, whatever that amount is, I'm going to be in a deficit. It really is just about calories in and calories out. Did I say that right? Calories in, calories out? Yeah, I did. It really is just about that. But it is definitely hard. Nutrition is a fucking bitch. I'd rather just like try and up my bench by 300 pounds naturally than to actually focus and track my macros. Like, I really would prefer to try and up my bench 300 pounds or whatever I said, 300 pounds. I'd rather do that than track macros. That's how sucky it is. And when I started, I do wish I, you know, started doing that sooner, but you know, I didn't. As a beginner though, if you are a beginner, if you know someone, you know, show them this video or watch this video, you know, give them a little bit of advice. It's just my opinion. But at the same time, it's really not an opinion. It is kind of fact. It's just about calories in and calories out, and getting your macros in, burning more than what you're intaking if you're on a cut. Bulking, you gotta eat, you know, all the calories you burn for the day, and then more to gain mass. And, you know, either are hard. Both of them are just as hard. I mean, it is really that simple, but I just wanted to keep it a little bit on the light side of a video, not too long, not too short, just a good little post-workout talk. I got done doing my biceps and a little bit of shoulders, a little bit of tries today for St. Patty's Day, but no. You guys take it easy, go enjoy St. Patty's Day, enjoy your workout, whatever plans you got. Try and be productive. Enjoy your day. I guess we'll speak next time.